Welcome to this episode of What's Foot Fixing. Today I'll be installing a VAVA dash cam. The model is VA-VD002. I'm installing this dash cam because Father's Day 2019, I was involved in a car accident where I was coming on the highway. There was a lot of traffic, and I was hoping that I was coming along in the right lane. It was kind of empty, and I was hoping that it would take me all the way to the exit. I found out that it didn't, and I had to merge over, and I realized that maybe I could pass this big rig truck that was a little bit ahead of me. There were a couple of cars in front of him, and I had plenty of room to pass him and get ahead without him even slowing down, because traffic was really stop and go. As I almost got past him, he decided to swerve his truck out, and I swerved to the right, and he still tagged the back end of my bumper, just on the side though. So when the police officer came, they said that he denied, of course, that he did that. It was my word against his, and of course, and I think by the law in this state, it's a no-fault state, so pretty much you pay for yours, they pay for theirs, and we keep it moving. But he had the big rig, so I think the only damage he had was a screw, and I had to replace my whole back bumper and get some paint work. So we know who lost out on that. So now I roll with a dash cam so that I can protect me and my family from anything like that happening again, although I pray that it doesn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this box unwrapped, and we're going to get this installed. We're going to make sure that it has this long wire. It has a front cam and a rear cam, and we are going to install it to where you don't see the wire going around to the back, and that it looks very nice and very professional. So stick with me and we'll get started on this. All right, we're back. I have the camera unboxed and I've removed the material that we have. This is what we're going to use in putting together the camera. So we have our extra long cable that goes from the rear camera to the front. We have our power cable that goes to the front camera as well. We have this is our piece that will actually connect to the glass, and then it has a magnetic piece on the bottom that connects to this front camera. It looks like a saucer, but this is the front camera. And then we have this little tool right here will allow you to pry into the plastic molding around the car without damaging it, so this is a good tool to have. We have your rear camera. Has a 3M tape. You'll put this on your windshield and use this to point your rear camera where it needs to go. And then we have our power piece, and it gives you an additional USB drive, a USB power, so that you can plug up your phone or whatever you need to plug in. And then the last thing is some extra stickers and some little pieces to help guide the wire in and stick to the windshield if you need them. I think the way we're going to do this install, you won't, but that's all the contents in the box. So we'll be back with the next steps. All right, we're back, and the first thing we're going to want to do is this is the piece that holds the front camera in place. As you see, it has a kind of a sticker material on the front, and then it has a little suction switch right here that once you actually push it up against the glass, you flip this up, and then it causes suction to happen on the top, and it locks this in place pretty good. One of the things I like to do is see how much impact this will have on your field of vision. So what I just do is just sit in the driver's seat, and I think that this can go right here And if that little bud is sticking, if the camera's sticking below, this isn't really going to change any of my field of vision that I currently have, as the mirror is already in the way. So as far as maybe getting pulled over and someone saying you have a blocked field of vision, I don't think they could use that. But I would say refer to your own laws in your own district, because I can't speak for that. So you don't want to obstruct your vision, but I think the best place for me to install this is right up under this piece that's already there. So what I'll do is clean the glass with some alcohol, wipe it, make sure it dries and gets real clean, and then I'll put this suction piece with the sticky substance that it has on it, and we'll get this base put on, and then we'll start moving forward from there. So let me do those steps and I'll be right back. All right, we're back, and as you can see, when I put this piece up and flip that up, actually I can flip it down now. Flipping that up gives it suction, but it already has some kind of a sticky substance on it, so this just kind of really locks it into place. So now we have that set up. We're just gonna add our camera, and our camera, fortunately enough, is magnetically applied to here. So really you just have to line it up and it fits in the slot, and then you kind of rotate it to where you feel like you want it to be. Of course, whenever we get everything plugged up, we'll be able to open up an app on our phone, and then we can line up the camera to make sure we get the view that we want to get. So this is where we have this now, and the next piece I'm going to do is set up the rear camera. So we're going to set up this rear camera, and then the next thing after that is we're going to wire everything up. All right, we're back, and as you can see, this is a hatchback. So this right here is where we'll be putting the rear part of the camera. We're going to clean this with alcohol. I already got alcohol on here. We're going to clean this spot real good, and then we'll be back to fasten this camera, and basically it'll be like this, and we'll be able to drop it down. So we'll be able to actually, yep, we'll go like this so that when it drops down, it'll be able to see out. So we'll be back with how we need to put this on. Be right back. All right, so I now have this on, and as you can see, the plug is going to be right here, and we're going to take that lead. We're going to make sure that we have enough space between here and here so that when it's fully extended, that slack is available. And then we're going to run the wire up under this piece all the way around to here. We're going to go inside of there, and we're going to go all the way around the side up to the front. Let's go ahead and get started on that now, or I may come, actually I think I'm going to come from the front all the way around to the back. So I'm going to start at the front and I'll come around to the back. I'll show you how I'm going to do this. All right, so we are back, and we're going to get ready to put this cable in. This is the long cable. There's no brick on this. This is just all cable. This is what goes to the rear camera. As you can see, we have the slot right here, and we have this straight piece is the piece that goes into this camera up front. And then, like I said, we're gonna come along the side and make this happen. So just to get a rough end, let's go ahead and get this plugged in. And like I said, we can just pull this piece off. We'll plug in this cable, and it actually has 2 knots for you to follow at the top of this piece. So once you get that on and get this in place, we can just come along here, come up, and then you can tuck that into this molding just behind the windshield. When we get to the corner over here, that's where this tool is going to come in place that we had, the plastic tool. And we're going to use that plastic tool to dig in behind there and pull this piece away a little bit. And then we're going to get the wire tucked up back in there. So now we have the wire going here. We can't see anything. It's kind of hidden. And then we just tuck this wire into the top. What you can do if you want is measure the slack, and then so you won't have as much at the end, but we want to make sure that we have as much back there as possible, because with the way that the SUV opens, it has a pretty good gap. So as you can see, we get this around the corner, and then we can just tuck it up under this black molding right here. All right, so if you just kind of smooth that back over, it really looks like you can't tell that anything is there at all. Again, this is hidden up here, so you can't tell. We can always come back with the clips, the wire clips that came with it. If this starts to droop down, and then we can put a wire piece right here. We're gonna wait because we have another wire that we need to come back with for the power. So we're going to go ahead and follow this around the back seat all the way to the back. So just follow me and I'll show you what we're going to do. So like I said, we have the wire up in that crevice. We're going to come down and we're going to stick it down in there. If we have to use the plastic tool to help pull the molding out, that's cool. We're going to come along here, and then we're going to follow the molding, trim all the way around until we get to this piece, and then we're going to tuck it in behind there as well. And then we're going to follow that all the way to the back, and then we'll be at the part where we can go across to about the middle, and then that's where we'll leave enough slack. So let me do that, and I'll see you at the back of the car in just a little bit. All right, we're back, and as you can see, we have the wire hidden all the way along the side here. You can't tell that it's even there, and as you can see, it's right here. And we're gonna tuck this wire all the way along here till about halfway, and then we're going to reach back in there and tuck all of the excess. There's actually a little bit of room right here that you can tuck the excess in, and then we're going to plug the cable into the camera right here, and we'll be right back. All right, quick view of what this looks like. As you can see, I tucked this little tool in here, and we have plenty of room to tuck this as much wire back here as we need. So we're going to tuck all this wire in here until we have just enough slack just to reach the camera when it's fully extended. And then we might have to come back with, like I said, those plastic tabs to keep the wire in place, so that when we put the tailgate down, that it doesn't look as bad. But let's see what this looks like when we get done. All right, so now we have that in. So that looks pretty good, and that's connected to that. So let's see what it looks like when we put it down and how much the wire goes out of place. If it's real wild when we put it down, we might have to think of something else. All right, as you can see, when we put the top down that this cord looks a little, it droops down a little more than I would like to see. So what I am going to do is get a plastic tab and connect this to the body of the door and put it in place, and then we'll see what happens after that. All right, so I put the clip on and it's holding the wire at the top a little better now. So I mean, it still hangs down a little, but it's no more than what the view is of the camera. So I kind of like how that is for right now. Next up is the power to the camera. All right, so we have one power adapter here in the front, and my goal is to take this wire along the bottom down here. There's actually some room up under the carpet, and I hope to bring it around the side, then up around this molding here, and then we'll take this right away around. It'll go around the top, it'll go into the top of the camera the same way that this one is now. So let me run that wire along the side and then I'll show you what it looks like. I'll be right back. All right, we're back and we have this second piece in. And as you can see, it comes along the side right here, and you can't even tell that there's a wire inside. It goes along across the floor, and then it comes across right here. I'm going to take a couple of those tabs and connect it to the side right here, and one piece on the inside here, so that we can kind of keep this wire out of the way as much as possible. I think that's going to be it's going to be kind of out of the way so you can't see it. And then, like I said, this piece up here will just go along the top, this following the same path as the previous wire, come down, come across, it'll hit that tab inside of here as well, and it'll go into the camera. So let me get that piece connected and then we will be right back. Also, I forgot to mention that we have this piece right here and we need to treat it the same way as the other ones. Just clean the back of the glass with alcohol and then peel the tape and place it in place. It'll be out of the way in the corner, and then, like I said, this wire will come across and we'll be right back. All right, we're back. We have these wires neatened up. had to put a clip right there in this corner that helped keep this wire in place. So that's the way it looks. And in just a minute, we'll get to the point where we'll drop this down. We'll put the memory card in. We'll format it. And then we'll see if we can show you how to manipulate the camera on the app. So I think I can record that on my phone, so I'll be back. All right, we're back, and I am opening up my Dash software, and I do not like them to manage my phone calls because I don't know why they would need to do so to manage my camera. So I'll say deny. And we're going to go ahead and start, and we're not going to extend the dash cam right now, but we're connected now to the dash cam. So let's go ahead and see what view we're getting. So as you can see, this dash cam is pointing straight ahead. It looks pretty good as far as the view. Let's see if we rotate it to the left a little bit. I just want to see the front camera right now. Okay, so now we have the front camera, and we're just going to move it around until we feel like it's in the center, and then we're going to take a look at the back camera. I think it looks pretty good. Yep, I think that this is set up just about the way it's supposed to be, and we're gonna see what we need to do. I think this is it. Like, this is pretty much your camera. We're not going to go too much over the app, but the main thing is that you connect to the wireless connection after you've downloaded the app, and then once you do that, you can connect to the Dashcam. Right now there's no video stored on this thing, so if you wanted to, you could click on album and it would have the snapshots, it would have the loop, it'll start recording, and then it'll give you the loop. And then if you're ever in an accident and it feels like it has a sensor that detects if you get hit, it will then automatically record, so that will end up in your emergency. But anytime you want to pull up the videos, you can just come here and you can download the videos. The little arrow with the download allows you to do that. But this, in short, is your view of connecting and installing your VAVA webcam. Enjoy. All right, as you can see, now that she's running, the power is lit up around the USB, but when you turn it off, the camera will then cut off. One of the things that it's supposed to have is a parking mode. I've never used it yet, or I've never seen any of the video in the parking, so I might have to come and test that out and try it out later. Guess that's it, and thanks for checking out What's Foot Fixing. Stay tuned for the next episode.